Hi, it's the Great Vanzini coming to you again live in the deluxe studio here. Today I thought, well, first off, today I'm playing a Epiphone Swingster with two Epiphone pickups and a weird Bigsby, what do they call it? A wire Bigsby. It's got a number like a Bigsby B30 or something like that. But anyway, it's kind of a rockabilly style guitar, and so I thought I'd use that today, because today I'm showing the Memphis Sun Pedal by Keeley Electronics, by Robert Keeley, and it's a cool pedal. It's three pedals in one, kind of. It has an echo, and it has a what they call the Sun Mode, which is kind of a slapback echo up to 180 milliseconds, and then a room reverb. And the room reverb can be added to the first two. See if I can actually get a picture of that in there. The Memphis Sun. So the first mode is called the Echo 600. It's the Echo that never was, and it goes from 30 milliseconds to 666. Yep, 666 milliseconds. In their literature, they say that's because rock and roll is the music of the devil. I ain't buying it. I think it's pretty good. I think it lifts our souls a little bit at times, so I think it's a good thing. So you can do the echo with a small room reverb also added in, and so each of those buttons I showed there, the Echo 600, each of the buttons on this has a different function depending on what mode you're in. In the Echo 600 mode, it controls the delay time. See if I can get some volume here. And so the delay time and then the number is under time, and under the region is the number of repeats. So I'll turn that all the way off, and it's just kind of like one quick repeat, and you can make that time shorter or longer. The mix is the wet-dry mix, and you can go all the way over to wet, and you won't, only sound you're hearing is right from the guitar and then coming through the amp a split second later. Or you can go all the way down to dry, and it's all you're hearing is the guitar with no effect from this at all. You put it up to about 10 o'clock, and there's that repeat. But we want that repeat. I love slapback. That's not enough. That's quite a bit. So the delay time, we'll crank that all the way up again. And the number of repeats. One repeat at about 9 o'clock, about 3 o'clock, 4, yeah, 4 or 5. Turn everything down to about 10 o'clock where I like it. Now we can add the reverb into that also. It has a little reverb, and the reverb, well, I'll get to the reverb in a minute. And I can really crank that up. A little bit of reverb goes a long ways with it. That's the Echo 600. That's the first control. When we stick it in the Sun mode, that top time button controls the delay time from 0 to 180 milliseconds. So we'll turn it all the way down to 0. And now we'll turn it to 10 o'clock. And that's going to be, what's that going to be? That's going to be maybe 70 milliseconds. I like it right about 85. And the regen over here controls the rate and depth. So I'll crank that all the way up. And you can hear how wonky that sounds. Turn 10 o'clock. On so many pedals, 10 o'clock seems to be the magic number, to me anyway. And we can add reverb in there too. Like that. So, and we can control the wet and dry. .180 milliseconds. It's really got a lot of... And you can tone that way down by turning the wet-dry mix down, so it's just barely coming through. I like it. It's the Sun mode. And we can add the reverb. Did I do that already? Yeah, so that's the Sun mode. And so the dials on the Sun mode that controls the rate and depth under the regen knob. Show a picture right here again. And I like the time set right in the middle, so it's right about 80, just hair less than halfway. Yeah. The third mode is the reverb mode, and it's said to be to duplicate a 33 by 18 foot room with tiled asbestos. And they put in all sorts of different filters. I'm not going to go over those because they make no sense to me, what they actually do. So the reverb just controls how much reverb is in there. You can go to a whole lot. And you can dial it out by tuning the dry, turning it more towards the dry side. And what else? The regen mode on the room controls the reverb tone and applies a 10 dB cut. So if I want to cut it 10 dB, that's on the post. It's cutting it, it says 10 dB, although it seems pretty sharp. And the time controls the pre-delay. The time button controls the pre-delay. If we turn that all the way up, it gets really nasty. Let's go to all the way over to wet. You can hear it's not nice sounding. And that regen controls the tone of it, so I like it on the dry side. Wish I knew a song. I can't think of a song. It's too much. That's all the way up. I like it down. Down a little bit. So under the room reverb, that regen gives it a 10 dB cut if turned all the way down, but it gives it a boost at 1.1K to the reverb. I like it down with the 10 dB cut, but not all the way down, so it's probably like a 5 dB cut. And maybe a little less mix. So those are the three modes. It's a Echo 600, the Echo that nobody ever had back in the day. They're really trying to duplicate the sound of what it was like in Sun Studios. I think they did a really good job. I think on my other videos I've talked about the Boss RE20 and how much I love that, the Space Echo pedal. And I do. I love it. It's much more complicated and sophisticated. It's kind of like a dual pedal with dual foot switches and about 7 modes. This has 3 modes. This does just about everything that the Space Echo does. I can't think of anything it doesn't do, and it's much, much easier to dial in and figure out. On the Space Echo, well, on most of these, I think you tend to kind of figure out what it is you like and you kind of live there, you know, so it's kind of easy to work with. And so I don't think I gave you a dry sound. That's with the pedal off. That's with just reverb. In the 18 by 33 room with asbestos tiling. And then they added in a whole bunch of filters. I'll read that to you. It'll blow you away. It's the delay time on the in the Sun mode is no, in the room reverb. I want the room reverb. It's a 33 by 18 asbestos tiled room so filled with music the sound actually gets compressed. We take into account the frequency response that the mics used back then, at the RCA 77. I grew up using Shure 57s and 58s, and they work great. So I don't know what an RCA 77 must go way back. Before my time. So, and it's simulated by a group of filters including an HPF, which equals a 300 Hertz, and an LPF at 8 Hertz. Many artifacts are incorporated. Let's go all the way over to the wet. There's artifacts. I mean, it's really kind of grungy sounding, or fuzzy sounding, but when you mix it down, it sounds great. So many artifacts are incorporated into our room reverb, and the second and third order harmonics are added to make sure it sounds right. I don't know what all that means, but boy, I really like it does sound good. It does sound good. It sounds every bit as good as my Space Echo, I think. And if I were playing live, I would want to use this one because it's easier to mess with by a long shot, and it still does a ton of stuff. So in the Echo mode, the Echo 600 mode, that first mode, and I've got it cranked up all the way. like it. Maybe Jack White uses this because it says the regen says, as Jack White says, up to 3 repeats or sometimes 6. I don't like 3 repeats. I like 1 repeat. Maybe a short second one. I like that short business. But if I don't like that, I can add in a little reverb to it on top of it. Yeah. Probably turn the single coil mode on. Well, getting some vibration on the desk here. So I'm not sure what else there is to report. It's got those 3 functions: the Echo 600, the Sun mode. I live in the Sun mode mostly, with some reverb. Right there, that's good with me. Under the Sun mode, it says, "Let's do it twice, Mama. It's all right." Automatic double tracking is not available in the 1950s, but we sneak it in there because it's a wonderful thing. And if you lengthen the time, it goes right into slapback territory, which is the heart of country and rock and roll guitar sounds. There we go. Right about there. So as much as I like the Space Echo, that's pretty much the sound I use with it. Difference in cost is I think that Space Echo is like somewhere around 250, maybe more, and this is about 100. And I think these are going right now, early 2020, about 180. Although I think most of these pedals, though, I got to say, I think they're made if you're really playing in the clean mode. You know, if you're playing, if you're in a mix that's a big sound that's pretty dirtied up, I think you can get away with a lot less pedal than this. I think you can probably go with just a regular reverb and an echo delay. The flashback, the TC Electronics stuff is great stuff, so that would work just well too. Although, to duplicate this with that, I'm going to need a Hall of Fame, and I'm going to need a flashback pedal. Although they may make one now that has both included. They make that new one, the Plethora or whatever. If you'd like, feel free to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, leave a comment. As usual, I will get back to you with comments. In fact, I'm going to do that before I process this video because I'm kind of lagging behind here. So feel free to leave a comment and I will get back to you. Thank you very so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time. Thanks, bye. Good night and good luck. Let's play out here. Let's see what we can find.